Why does Russia celebrate Christmas on January 7th? Why Christmas isn't the biggest holiday of the year in Russia? And why Christmas isn't a family holiday in Russia? In this video, I'm going to answer all these questions, and by the time you finish watching it, you will know the major difference between Russia and Western holiday seasons. Let's jump right into it. If you're here for the first time, my name is Konstantin and welcome to Inside Russia, where I explain how it is to be living in today's Russia. And if you're a returning viewer, then thank you so much. You're awesome and you rock. Please keep on coming back for more. And I've got to get inside ASAP. I was going to film this video outside, walking on the street, standing in the snow, but no freaking way. This is minus 23 Celsius. What is it, like minus 15 Fahrenheit, and it's too cold. 5 minutes is the best I can do out. It's only been a couple minutes and I already can't feel tip of my nose. So I'm gonna film inside. As you know from my previous videos, I had spent a good part of my life in the West, in the United States of America, and I still have many friends and family there. And one of the biggest questions I was always asked is, why the heck do you celebrate Christmas on January 7th? That's a good question. Then everyone got really surprised when they learned that Christmas wasn't the biggest holiday of the year, but celebrating coming of the new year was. On top of that, people were absolutely shocked to realize that Russian Christmas is not commercial, and it's not really about your family, but about yourself. So why the heck do we celebrate Christmas on January 7th? Well, the answer is pretty simple. And to us, to the Russians, it's obvious because, we grew up understanding this concept, but people in the West have no clue. Very simplified explanation is this. There are two types of calendar that humanity has used over the last 2,000 years. The first calendar was created by the Romans, and it's called Julian Calendar. It was used from the times of Julius Caesar to 1528. Then people realized that Julian calendar wasn't exactly correct. Every 128 years, one extra day was added to the calendar. In 1528, the Catholic Pope Gregory VIII replaced the Julian calendar with a new one that was named after him, the Gregorian calendar. In Russia, we simply call them the old style and the new style. Basically, the entire Europe and then the rest of the world has used the new style calendar, which is Gregorian calendar, since 1528. But the Russian Empire was slow to catch that train. In Russian Empire, the Julian, the old style calendar was used. Then Bolshevik Revolution happened in 1917. The first thing the Bolsheviks did, they tried to get rid of everything old, including the calendar. So they simply replaced the Julian calendar with a Gregorian one. But the Russian Orthodox Church, which is a part of Greek Orthodox Church, was not so reluctant to catch on that train. And internally they said, you know what, we don't really care. We're gonna use the old calendar in our ceremonies in celebrating the Christmas and the Easter. And that's it. The Greek Orthodox Church hasn't changed the calendars and basically still using the old style calendar, the Julian one. That is the difference in 13 days between, the West, pretty much all the countries in the world, and Russia. I think they celebrate same as us in Greece and perhaps in Serbia, well, anywhere the Greek Church, Orthodox Church is present. So the explanation of the difference between the Western and the Russian Christmases is fairly simple. What is more complicated is why Christmas here in Russia is not the biggest holiday. By the way, if you find this video interesting, please boop the like button down below so my message gets spread more. Thank you. Most of us are Christian, and yet the biggest holiday of the year, the birth of Christ, is not the biggest celebration for us. Well, we have to look back into history again. Thanks, Bolsheviks and communists. Let's rewind 100 years ago. Like I said, The Bolsheviks, the communists, when they seized power in 1917, they said we're gonna build completely new world, and there is no space of anything from the old one in our new world. And that includes religion. They tried to eradicate Christian faith, but people cannot live without faith. So the communists decided to replace it with their own new faith, communism. And they actually succeeded. For the next 60 years, until the 80s, religion was a tiny, tiny part of Soviet people. Mostly a part of their parents and grandparents who still remembered the old Tsar days, who, you just can't really get rid of the faith inside of you if you're a believer, if you're a Christian. And then some new government comes and says, okay, you know what? There is no God, what you believed is fake, not truth. You must believe in communism. You can't do that. Young people, the new generations, people like me, they could start brainwashing our heads right from the day we were born, okay? That's possible. You can downplay the role of religion in people like me who were born in the 70s and the 60s. At least they tried really, really hard. They failed because a lot of people were still religious. They were churches in the Soviet Union. And I remember growing up with my grandfathers and grandmothers being Christian, going to church, and they were praying. Gosh, I started praying when I was like 4 years old, out of the blue. I don't know why. So they couldn't get rid of the religion altogether in USSR. But they went a long way to try to do that. So they replaced Christmas with a new holiday, which was very close in time, just days away. The New Year, the day when everyone has a day off, the day when families get together and celebrate, the day when people rejuvenate, so to speak, the day when old bad from the last year is forgotten and the new perspective, new horizons, new ideas, new plans are born. Day when everyone's supposed to be happy. That's the New Year for us. And oh boy, the New Year was the biggest holiday in the USSR. And later on, it's become the biggest holiday in Russia as well. The way we celebrate is pretty much like people in the West celebrate Christmas. It's a huge ordeal. We get together usually, we dedicate the entire last day of the year, December 31st, to the celebration, to the festivities. Closer in the afternoon, we start cooking a lot, and by 9 p.m. our tables are just full of dishes, fancy dishes, special dishes, not the kind of dishes that you eat every day, but something very special. Lots of vodka, lots of drinking, caviar, salads, you name it. Then everyone has a day off, of course, and they have different festive programs on TV. They show reruns of old movies and things like that. We always eagerly anticipate the New Year. It's been a tradition since, I don't know, all I can remember in my life. Every single New Year was much expected, was much appreciated. Russian Santa Claus, called Ded Moroz, would come on New Year and bring presents, not on Christmas, but on New Year. And it was just like a day of complete and total joy. All problems forgotten. All bad thoughts are put in the back of the head, and you just dissolve into this huge atmosphere of joy, fun, and happiness. Okay, this is what New Year is for us. Of course, we celebrated on the 31st. Celebrating New Year is a huge ritual, and I can't really explain you in a few words here, just in a very, very, very short summary. But I'm doing something very different this year. I'm actually live streaming our celebration, our family get together, and us celebrating the New Year. We are going to be celebrating the coming of 2022 live in YouTube. So I'm inviting all of you to join myself and my family have tremendous, incredibly large celebration of the New Year. And this year you have a chance to see it live. I will start my live stream on December 31st at 6 p.m. Moscow time. And I will show you how my family prepares everything. Very traditional stuff, you know, cooking, drinking, you know, men mingling with each other. And then I'm going to stream until early into the 1st of January. In the United States, it'll be 10 a.m. New York time and on. So if you want to take an inside look of how regular Russian family celebrates New Year, then please come join me in the stream. And we usually stay very late into the 1st of January. Sometimes we stay up all night. If large families get together, and there's plenty of drinking, plenty of dancing, you know, plenty of game playing, things like that. Then everybody sleeps. And the 1st of January is a very quiet day because everyone tries to catch up on sleep. Cops are the only people who are on the streets because they're trying to catch drunk drivers, because everyone drinks the night before, okay? And in the past 20 years, get this, January 1st is when our huge holiday season vacation kicks in. Comes January 1st, everyone's relaxed, everyone's happy, everyone doesn't get up his or her butt to do anything, because this is the day number one of a hugely long, insanely long holiday season nationwide vacation, courtesy of the Russian government and Russian employers. If you're standing, you better sit down, because when you learn this, it's gonna knock you right off your feet. In Russia, we have 10 days off, paid by employers. January 1st, well, December 31st, really, through January 10th. That's on top of everything else we have. 28 calendar day vacation by law, and, you know, different holidays and stuff like that. First 10 days of the year, we have off. So, New Year celebration is beginning of that vacation, okay? Holiday, I don't know how you call it. And people usually wake up late, you know, they're very slow, they call each other, they finish up leftovers from New Year and, you know, watch TV a lot, go visit towards the end of the day, go visit friends or family and things like that. So to sum up, the New Year in Russia is kind of a hybrid between Christmas celebration and New Year celebration in the United States. It's family gathering, it's lots of celebrations, fireworks, things like that. Everyone has day off, things like that. Just as the Western Christmas, New Year is very commercial. Presents, you know, bunch of holiday food shopping, spend extra money on that and things like that. So it's all good, you know. New Year is certainly my most favorite day of the year. Historically, even since when I was a child, I remember my family gatherings. So 30, 40 people get together and just go nuts celebrating. It was great. Then comes Russian Christmas. And believe it or not, it's not more of a family day. Families don't get together, you know, they don't celebrate. Yes, sometimes they do, but it's not mainstream, if you know what I mean. What Russian Christmas is about God, about faith. Usually in Russia, people go to church first thing in the morning on January 7th and pray. And there are all kinds of services. There's all-night service from midnight to, I think, like 9 a.m. And lots of people come for 9 hours and stand in churches all night long. Then we usually come in the morning and join the ceremony. It's not commercial at all. There are no presents given. Rather than like celebrating everyone, oh, have a great year. You just call very close people, you know, and then you say Happy Christmas and things like that. And it's really the time when you look inside of yourself, not on the outside, okay? You don't invite anyone from the outside, but you look inside. You create a dialogue with yourself. You pray, you talk to God. And this is actually a very, very special, very quiet day in Russia. And as an extra bonus, I'm going to tell you about another holiday that's only celebrated in Russia, nowhere else, okay? The Old New Year. Remember, there was a change from Julian to Gregorian calendars in Russia. Well, according to the Julian calendar, the New Year comes on the 13th of January. And Russians use that as an excuse to get together and drink, basically. I have no other explanation for this holiday. So imagine that. We have three major holidays. The New Year, 31st and the 1st, 2 days of non-stop celebration. January 7th, which is a very spiritual holiday. You go to church, you pray, you look inside and you talk to God. And January 14th, which is the Old New Year. Another reason to get together and drink. Also, in my particular family, we celebrate Catholic Christmas. Well, we're not Catholic, we're Eastern Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, but I spent so many years in the USA, so I've kind of gotten used to the idea of celebrating Christmas on December 25th. On top of that, I have many, friends and family who celebrate, and I usually call them. If you want to learn more about Russian holidays, which are absolutely insane, because Russians have over 2 months of paid holidays, paid by the employers and the government, then come and see my other video right here that I made specifically to explain how Russians celebrate their holidays. Vacations, holidays, and so forth. So, I'll see you right here.